Hi,
Hey.
Boston. Oh, thanks. Alright, let's retweet that business.
Yep.
Okay, I think that's all set. Alright,
I am so stoked for the Librarians to start tonight.
you know,
I really am excited.
I started watching that show and I made it through a couple episodes and it's pretty good. I like how campy it is. I feel like I should hit the whole first season at once though.
Yes, you
Wait,
should.
what are we talking about now?
The Librarians on TBS. It's basically American Doctor Who in a library.
Okay, I'm done. Nope, I'm Googling that. I have zero interest in
Don't
that.
tell me you don't like Doctor Who. Like
I
some
hate-
goddamn monster.
I hate Doctor Who.
Why do you hate Doctor Who?
Because of the fandom. The fandom is
That's fair.
overbearing, and
Oh,
by the
you
time
fucking hipster.
by the time I went to go watch it, I just resented it so much I can't even but I can't give it a fair chance. I can't.
That's unfortunate because
Ugh.
the Ninth Doctor stuff is great.
Well, here you go. You
get
can
a
watch the
couple more-
Librarians before they become like the library. What would be like the Whovians? Because it's already an in's name.
Librarian Inns.
Librarians.
LeBron's.
Lebros.
The bros. But no,
Lebros
it's
and Lebrettes.
all right. So if you hate that show and you hate Doctor Who and you
I can't say I hate Doctor Who. I just don't.
You just did.
I'm retracting that. I can't say that I hate Doctor Who because I've never watched enough of it to make a judgment. Because the minute I start saying like I'm thinking about watching Doctor Who, I get inundated with people just going, "You have to watch it this way or this way." And I'm just like, no.
The great part about Doctor Who is you can pick it up at any point.
You'd be equally confused.
Yeah.
Awesome.
There's
'Cause it
30
doesn't
years
matter.
of history that do and don't matter.
Nice.
Yeah. That's the fun part of that show. Is like, oh, I'm kind of bored. Oh, Doctor Who's on. And you pick up, it's like, I don't know what's going on, but this is weird.
It's the best serial, non-serial show that has lasted for almost 40 years.
Yep.
Fair enough.
It's sort of like Friends. You can
Yeah.
pick up an episode of that and not know what's going
Seinfeld.
on. Yeah, like Seinfeld. Doesn't matter.
okay.
Something crazy is going to happen in that episode. You'll probably like it. A
And-
mechanical dog might show up. No one remembers it.
Cool.
And very rarely is there like a 2-part episode. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, but those are really good.
but no, like the Librarians was just like I kept seeing this commercial kept popping on, and I'm like, all right, one of these days I'm just gonna kind of. And I caught one episode in like the middle where they were in a science fair, and I'm like, this is really all right. I gotta check this out. So I put
Yeah.
on record all in reruns, and then I caught a little binge watch of it like through the entire season. I was like, yeah, this is kind of awesome.
It's fun. Like, it's campy, it's fun, it's dumb, but it never takes itself seriously.
The movies are equally as like B-movie horrendous.
Oh,
Like,
really?
which makes them great in their own right, which makes Noah Wiley's character so much better in the show.
I like...
It's a solid cast.
I feel like
Yeah.
it is way more successful at doing what it does than Warehouse 13.
Oh yes,
They're very much the same show, but Warehouse 13 could never get its shit together.
no.
Although I did like Eureka. I don't know if you guys have ever watched that.
I have
watched a
seen
little bit of that. I
bits and
enjoyed that.
pieces of Eureka.
Eureka was really good. My wife and I blew through the whole series. The ending was a little unfortunate because they got canceled. But that show was consistently pretty good.
Nice.
But yeah, I really like, and there was a little mini marathon over Halloween. I started watching them again. I'm like, I like this show.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It is because it does a lot of things really, really well.
Yeah.
So it's got its 2-hour premiere, and then I caught up with the Walking Dead, and man, that show.
Yeah. It's mean.
It is, but it's refreshingly mean. There's
is.
some finite ends to people in that show.
Have either of you guys started watching the new Heroes?
No.
Yes.
How is it?
It seems like it's falling into the same trap that the first one did.
Great.
Fantastic.
So-
as expected.
Yeah.
Well, but it's not doing the season 2 jump the shark quite yet.
Right.
But
Keyword being yet.
Well, no, is that you can see it's going to come at any moment.
It's hitting that ramp soon.
But the ride up, it was so much fun for the first season of Heroes. I'm like, it's kind of following those same beats.
You know, I keep telling people...
I wonder if it's intentionally doing that to throw you off.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
You know, I keep telling people, like, watch the first season of Heroes...
And then never watch it again.
Any of the rest of it. That first season is amazing, and the
That's
rest of
how I feel
it
about
is
Lost.
a wreck.
Oh yeah, it's a train wreck. It's like a cartoon train wreck where you're like, oh, one train's coming in this way, the other one's coming right at you. Oh, here comes the one directly above you, just coming
yeah, exactly.
from no real reason which way it's coming from.
Yeah. That's the same way I feel about the first season of Lost. That first season of Lost is really cool, and then everything after that is just a downhill slide into utter madness.
Yeah.
You know what show was surprising it never flew off the rails for me was Fringe.
Really?
You know, we started watching Fringe, and we got about halfway through the first season. We're like, this is really good. Is it gonna mess it up? Is this gonna get fucked up?
No, and actually that show got better as the seasons went on.
We've been meaning to get back to that.
That was the one that's another one I stumbled across, and I'm like, holy! I think I bought them on DVD because they were like $5 for each season. I was like, well, hell, why not?
Yeah, it's $20. Why not?
You know, 18 hours later, I'm like through the series. I'm like, oh man. Yeah. This is great.
Yeah, nice. We started watching it on Netflix because it had recommended it to us because we liked something else, and we're like, well, why not? We like that other thing. Let's watch this thing. And like 2 episodes later, we're like, keep going. It's so good.
I know the other show that got canceled that was really Almost Human was awesome.
I heard that was really good.
That was such a good season.
Yeah. Wait, the U.S. or the U.K. one?
The U.S.
Okay. I think we started watching the UK one, and it wasn't very good.
What was it? The same thing with a cyborg?
No. We only made it through like half of an episode, and we're like, this is not very good.
Mm.
Well, I mean, come on, the U.S. version's got Carl Urban in it, so
yeah, how can you go wrong?
I don't think you can, except for money-wise. He is not a draw.
No, people do not always enjoy watching him.
He is good in everything I've seen him in.
He's a really good actor. For some reason, nobody wants to watch him though.
He's like the next Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man. All right, you guys ready to start this thing?
And Pop Culture Cast is over.
Yeah. Now that we have summoned our Lord and Savior Bruce Campbell, we can properly begin the show.
I'm so close to just upping my package so I get Showtime now.
Oh, for the new
Ash vs. Evil Dead?
Yeah. I've heard it's good.
Oh, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Where he tightens up the cursor and he's like, yeah. Oh, he's my favorite. Oh.
Alright, you guys ready?
All right, what did I play this week?
Knobs is not ready.
Knobs is never ready. We should just go on without him.
Well, he's up first, so.
Well, you know,
should open up show.
Fuck it, do it live.
Put him under the gun. That's how he gets it done.
I got a couple minutes here to.
It usually.
Load up some show notes. I gotta do my part over here.
Let me see. Tails, Beatles, and yeah, that was pretty much it. Oh man, I really need to get something fun to play.
Yeah.
I am just like I need a good adventure game. Like, not just like the ones we've been playing, but
not a point and click variety, but like a hack and slash.
I need like a good third person action game to really just
need some characters in your action game.
I do. I'm just so tired of these assassins, man. I just
tired of these assassins on my plane.
Serious, I'm like I get in the world, I'm like, fuck these guys. I'm only doing this now because I can't swear, but I just need to get it off my chest. Like, fuck this game. Yep. I'm so fucking tired of the same. It's the same fucking thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
But hey, it's not as bad as Unity. Or 3.
I don't give a shit. It's just fuck. It's fucked. It's fuck.
Yeah.
Ah! Tired of it. I get in the world, I'm annoyed.
Stupid London, stupid twins, stupid train.
What did I just say? Did someone send me a message?
Alright, you guys ready to start now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Alright, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston, and going around the room, we have Knobs.
Hi.
And we have the Hannah.
Hey.
I just noticed your little curtain thing up there. That's adorable.
Yeah,
thank
Monsters,
you.
Inc.
That's for the baby.
Yeah.
I put that up today.
Is it for the baby?
I don't know.
It's a little for us.
Hannah's
No
a big
lies
Pixar
here.
fan, who knows?
We love Pixar.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Oh, dude, it's great. Up.
Yeah.
It's the saddest movie
fire.
ever. Wall-E, also the saddest movie ever.
I don't know.
Alright, let's get right into it. Knobs, what have you been playing?
Hey, well, you know, our Monday Night Game Night's always going on strong. Just come out and join us and have some fun. I forgot what we were arguing. I think we argued about movies for most of the night.
Would you say that your Monday night game is strong?
No, my Monday night game is not strong, but the Monday night conversation is in full
The
effect.
conversation game.
Yes.
There you go.
Your
Even though-
dialogue trees are sick.
Even though we had
Sick dialogue trees, bro.
even though we had horrendous server problems, I think we were on like 4 to 5 different servers trying to get your stutter step down. Even though like apparently I was playing the lag game real good.
Yeah.
Because I mean I went on a tear. I went on like 10-1 on that first, or 10 kills, 10-1 ratio on
Wow.
my first spawn, and I'm like, no guys, we can't change. We can't change.
No, we're good. That's the
And-
real power of the Microsoft Cloud, Knobs.
Yeah. It is.
It picks a chosen one every week and says, "You
It
shall
is.
not have lag,
I was
but
ordained.
lo, your friends shall."
Oh,
You're welcome.
yeah. But it's, I don't know, like Star Wars Battlefront's on the horizon, so we should be having,
When's that come out? A couple weeks
like November.
before Black Friday.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
November
sure.
is just this black box of game releases.
It's-
It'll just happen.
November. The only thing that matters in November is Black Friday. So,
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah.
And November 10th this year. Let's be real.
What's that?
Fallout.
Oh,
Well, I get
yeah.
that's coming to the house, so I'm not even concerned about that.
Yeah, you don't
so,
have to go anywhere. That's already spoken for.
yeah, like that day's already whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that.
Holy crap, that's like next week.
Yep.
No, week after.
No, that's next
yeah,
week.
no, it would be next week.
Yeah, because I looked at the releases
What?
for not this week, but next week, and Tomb Raider and Fallout 4 on the same week, and I was like, well, great. I don't have to choose.
I guess we know
Sorry,
what you're
Tomb
talking
Raider.
about for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
What is happening with this year? Like, it's November.
Feast or famine, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, at least it's over quick.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I can get 2015 in my rearview mirror, because that would be a good thing.
Hopefully Fallout 4 is like the one true open world game for you this year, Nobs.
Nice.
We'll see, because that's really not my cup of tea either. But I'm hoping for the best.
Fingers
We'll
crossed.
see.
Come on,
Come on,
no
baby,
whammy,
bring
no whammy,
Dave.
no whammy.
Pick me a winner,
Ah.
Bobby.
All right, so come join us Monday Night Game Nights. Even though we are going to be flipping over to Battlefront Fields
Whenever it comes out.
whenever that comes
It's
out.
a great time for everybody to start afresh.
We'll see that. Oh yeah, come on in. I guess there's jungle maps now in one of the recent updates or something, but
Sure, why not?
why not?
Nice.
Because we need that now.
That's
Absolutely.
the forest planet of Elnor.
Yeah.
Duh.
All right. Ewoks.
Yeah.
All right. So I got that down. I finally got Tales of Borderlands to reinstall and play,
Yes.
and I finished it.
Nice.
How good was it?
Oh, that game's awesome.
Man, that last episode
Ow.
was so good.
That whole game is so good.
Yeah. Surprisingly outstanding.
Like, not just a little bit. And man, can that company pick a soundtrack?
Yeah. Every one of those like cool slow motion title card intros, every one of those songs was like, oh, ooh, yeah.
Yeah, and
Oh,
there's
I gotta
not
get
that,
this.
yeah, like knocks it out of the park
Yeah.
in tone and substance of that song.
I'm gonna have to play this game, aren't I?
You
Oh,
really
no,
should.
yeah.
If
All
you
right.
liked Life is Strange, Tales from Borderlands is right there in quality. It's a very different game.
Yeah,
but
I
it's,
would hope so. I don't think you could do something like Life is Strange in the Borderlands universe. Although if they pulled that
I'd
off,
like to see that, actually.
yeah.
I don't know. I thought one scene was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, one of the rocket ship.
Yeah. That was really good.
I really enjoyed the Slim Pickens moment in that scene.
Yep.
But for those who played it, what's happening? For those who play it, know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed all the characters. I was kind of curious how it was all going to play off in the end with having two groups trying to take out the Vault Monster.
Yeah.
That Vault Monster is cool too.
Yeah, definitely won't spoil that, but that was I feel like that was a direct jab at Borderlands 1, where it's like, remember when you open a vault, a monster comes out? Well, here's an actual cool one.
Yeah.
Huh?
Here's your giant vajayjay monster.
Yeah. Boy, that one in Fallout 1
Oh,
was just
man.
a bummer.
I forgot about it until you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
man. You know, I think the interesting thing about Tales from Borderlands is that they managed to take the Borderlands universe and actually tell emotional, impactful stories in a universe that's mostly surrounding poop jokes.
Yeah. or really gross out actions.
When that fifth episode ended, I was sort of like, oh.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm sad it's over.
Yeah.
Like, I really want. You don't know where Fiona and Reese disappear to, but.
Yeah.
Oh, oops.
I'll edit that out.
Okay.
Is it sad that I didn't notice it?
No, because that's a big spoiler. I was sitting there thinking, wait, is that? Yeah, that's a spoiler.
Yeah, I think that counts.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
please!
thing I wasn't paying
Can you make the
attention.
cut in like gong?
Yeah.
But no, but yeah, like if this is what I would rather get one of these a year with some little crazy shenanigans on Pandora
Yeah.
versus the big shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
this was so
one-
well done that when I think about Borderlands 3, I'm sort of like, well, now I have higher expectations of how the story's going to be told. Because when you look at Borderlands 2, a lot of people die in that story.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I kind of don't care.
Well, it was the same thing with, and I was surprised how it tied in with the prequel because I guess Valerie is one of the people in the prequel. I'm like, I had no idea.
Oh, I never made it that far.
Like, well, no, because they showed a picture of from the prequel. I was like, that looks like Valerie, and she got the scar over the one eye, but she's not
Oh,
nearly
interesting.
heavy.
Oh, crazy.
But yeah,
A lot of good villains in that game.
Handsome Jack might be one of the best villains of all time.
Really?
Yeah,
He's
after playing Tales from Borderlands, I might agree because how that game pushes and pulls you in regards to Handsome Jack is... I really want to talk about it, but we'll do a spoiler cast maybe today.
Yeah.
There's so much Handsome Jack stuff in that game that at one moment you're like, oh, man, that guy, I feel
like,
sorry.
oh, great!
And then,
I got another 6 hours of butt stallion jokes.
yeah, and then like 2 minutes later, it's sort of like, Handsome Jack.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Oh, he is such a glorious a-hole.
Yeah.
All the time. And then at some point he gets you to be like, well, I guess he's all right. And you're like, wait, no, it's Handsome Jack.
Yeah.
You're like,
Maybe he's an okay guy. No, wait, no, mm-mm.
like he gets you to like you have that internal argument the entire time you're playing when he's on camera with you.
Yeah.
You're like, should I? Shouldn't I?
I-
Oh no!
I do have to say, this isn't a spoiler. I think it happens in episode 2. But there is a really good, like, fourth wall breaking big decision moment where Reese is kind of talking to himself. You have a map and you're supposed to choose between two options.
Yeah.
And Reese is certainly like, boy, if I was playing something, this certainly would be a really big decision. Not saying it is, but it seems like something you should take a minute and think about. Not telling you what to do, but could be really important which one you choose.
Yeah.
I would say probably the biggest difference between really playing a game like Life is Strange versus Tales from the Borderlands is Tales from Borderlands forces you to make a quick decision.
Like right now.
Like now. Like you need to be on point. There's a couple times where I said nothing because I wasn't looking at the screen. I was like, oh, no, shoot.
Oh, triangle. No. Why?
No. Oh.
Yeah, that's Telltale style.
Well, yeah, and I sit there and think, like, if I played Life is Strange and there was a timer on those decisions, I don't know how that game would have.
I would have accidentally blown myself up 10 times.
Well, generally, I mean, with Life is Strange, just the base premise sort of allows for you to have that time. So
yeah, which is
you are the time master.
Yeah,
yeah, I think that's the real strong point of both of those games is that they take their premise and they wrap the game around it really, really well. So it makes sense. You couldn't pick up the one game and you couldn't pick up Tales from Borderlands and smush time travel into it and then place it back down and be anywhere near the same quality or type of game. It wouldn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
And I would have to say the reveal in 5 was...
Mm-hmm.
Did you see it?
No.
Neither did I.
No, there was, again, no spoilers. There was a reveal in the episode, and I sort of like, show me, just do it. I know who it is. And then the reveal happened, and I was like,
yeah.
What?
Oh.
Yeah. Super good. That game is amazing.
Nice.
I didn't, just like with Life is Strange, but for a different reason, I didn't expect it to be that great.
Yeah.
Everybody should go play it.
Even
if you don't like we talked about last week, even if you don't like Borderlands, even if you've never played a Borderlands thing, still go play it.
I think the only thing that would probably be lacking is knowing really who Handsome Jack was.
Right.
Even though it does a good job portraying it, probably in 2, especially when you're up on Helios in episode 4.
Yeah.
Where there's a lot of Handsome Jack stuff going around, but you don't understand how amazing that character is unless you know what happens in 2.
I feel like they condense him pretty well, but they don't really get the nuance of how much of a monster he is in Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
Like he's portrayed in Tales from Borderlands. Because in Borderlands 2, he's the worst.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there is no redeeming quality for that character at all at any point.
Nope.
No, and that's what made him a great villain. Like, he was, like, the best Bond villain for that game.
Yeah.
And he's not like an anime villain where he's sort of like, oh, he just wanted love. This is like, no, he's just the worst.
Yeah.
The whole time.
And he's pretty much the worst the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do a spoiler cast at some point here because I think that game deserves to have us talk about the ending of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, go play it. It's amazing. It's gonna be a hard top 10 this year.
Oh well, I pretty much have 1 and 2, and they're like literally the same style of game. Because maybe I got to go back and see what I played this year because it has just been a S show.
I was thinking about that today where I'm like, man, I got to start my top 10 because I don't know what I played this year.
I've just about got mine built. I've got like my top 9 or so. And I still have a bunch of games to play that are some of which are still coming out soon.
That's why I'm playing The Witcher 3 like gangbusters right now. It's like everybody says it's great.
Not even gonna touch that. It's not gonna be on my list at all this year. Yeah. Sorry.
Best game of 2015 and 2016.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do because I am not real. It might be a top 3.
And that, you know what? That's okay.
Everything else can just go.
Jump off a ledge.
Go away. because it has been a hard year. When the game I play the most year is Battlefield, it's not a good year.
Yeah, something has gone weird.
Yeah, something's gone sideways. Is this a parallel universe?
Yeah.
Max, where are you?
Chloe.
Maybe I saved Rachel Amber.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Anyway, then last game I played this week was Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I'm trying to fart really loud, but I just can't.
It's the only sound effect you can get away with.
Like it's just
a mess.
There's nothing. It's the same thing.
What's so funny about Syndicate is it's not even like... I feel like they're getting more honest about the similarities between the Assassin's Creed games.
Yes.
Where it's... As it approaches modern day faster and faster, I feel like a lot of the cracks are showing. Where it's sort of like, is it this Unity? Is this Syndicate? I don't know. It's the same.
I don't know, but all I know is you're an awful Batman. Like essentially what you are with the zip line thing.
Yeah.
Like it's Batman. It's Batman in a little cute cap.
Yeah.
Like it's
a jaunty hat.
A jaunty hat.
A jaunty chapeau.
And a big fan of a pop collar. I mean, let's get down the facts here. It's just it's the same thing, and I'm like, I'm trying to find that happy place where that was going to be fun, and I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know anymore.
Can we form a pact right now?
Yes.
Can you just, after Fallout 4, no more open world games in 2015?
Is anything else coming out?
Doesn't matter. It might be really easy.
What if Crackdown falls in this year?
It's not. It won't.
I think they announced that they're showing it at whatever happens in March.
Oh, okay.
So we're safe there. That would be an exception anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah, come on.
After Fallout, I have by the time I'm done with Fallout, it'll be December, so I'll have like a month hiatus.
Nice.
Save yourself, Knobs. Save your sanity.
Yeah.
I don't like because they're just like and I'm gonna finish this thing because it's what I do.
Yeah.
But
against better judgment and doctor's orders, you're gonna finish this game.
No, like I think I should have a heart monitor and a blood pressure noodle around my arm just to measure because I'm just like I get in this world and I'm angry.
Yeah.
Like oh yes, I'm here now.
Existing in
now what do I do? And then all this time we really recommend you should upgrade your level to level 6 to do this mission. Why?
So it's now suddenly it's this weird RPG where you... Oh, that's right, because enemies in the world have a level associated with them, because that's the last thing Assassin's Creed needed.
Oh, because it's great, because I can't go in these
worst.
Rooms, but I can still sneak up and stabby the dude I'm supposed to, and then I gotta Batman my way out of the room. And literally everyone's
so angry.
Everything's a punching bag. If you're in a spot that you're not leveled to be in there, everything's a punching bag. Like
that's
nothing goes
the exact opposite of what I wanted in an Assassin's Creed game. Like there are ways that they could introduce leveling and more of an RPG systems into Assassin's Creed that would make it more fun.
Yeah. But here's the thing: only way you can level is by doing the side quests that you're not leveled to do.
Great.
Ooh.
So you have access. It's not like what they did right in the earlier games.
Right.
I'm saying this where they put you in an area and you couldn't get out of that area so you can handle the next area.
Right.
Ugh.
This has the whole world open to you get into situations where you have no hope. No hope at all.
It's one of those things like where you're playing an RPG and you're like, I'm going to go over there, and there's like a level 500 dragon. It's just like, what?
Yeah, and even that's acceptable in that arena, but in this, it's a third-person beat-em-up.
It's a dude with a wooden club.
I need to level up my fisticuffs now?
I have a gun. I should be able to handle this.
Oh, my favorite's when you hit 3 or 4 bullets in a dude, and he's just like, maybe like a quarter of his health bar went down. I was like, this doesn't work.
And now that I remember that enemies have levels, I think I have to skip this game.
Well, way I'm gonna handle this is I'm just gonna beeline the story now. I'm done. Like I'm gonna beeline story, and I probably can't even do that now because now I have to do world stuff so I can be level enough to get story. Oh,
God,
oh.
He's gonna pop.
I'm so frustrated with these games. That's not
Yes.
what we want. That's not what we want. Make it easier for us to enjoy an Assassin's Creed game.
Yes. Like it's oh jeez.
Fine, Ubisoft. Fine.
Oh.
Fine.
I'm grabbing the chair so hard, like I'm just. Oh, I got the rocks.
Just gonna pass
I'm
out in 2
so
seconds.
bad. It's so because it's.
Breathe it out.
I want it, like I want it to be like I'm still searching for Ezio again, like that magic that 2 was,
Yeah.
and it's gone.
And Brotherhood.
Yeah, well, and Brotherhood, like after they did AC2 and Brotherhood, I was like, they figured it out.
Yeah, they got it.
They
got a formula.
They know what this game needs to be.
Absolutely.
And then Redemption came out, and like, what went? Okay, maybe a misstep.
We're gonna do first-person sections. What?
Maybe that was the B team. They had an off year. That's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
That. All right. Then Black Flag, and I'm just. It had its moments,
And you
then
didn't even play 3.
Yep.
No,
3
I did.
was easily the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I pre-ordered 3. Because at Best Buy I had a big steel book for it.
Oh, yeah.
I never picked it up.
You know what? You made the right choice.
You made the right call.
3
Never
is
picked it up.
so abysmally terrible in every single way.
And I don't think they've learned from that lesson, like at all.
No,
like
I-
AC4 was, it felt more like 2 and Brotherhood than the other ones that I've played.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought was like the uphill, like the upswing. I was like, all right, Revelations was a mistake. 3 was, they tried something and it did not work. Black
Yeah.
Flag, all right, we're giving us some pirates. We're doing some modern day stuff. We're in future Google. Like, all right, we're doing cool stuff. And then Unity is so bad. To be fair, someone wrote in the forums reminding me I haven't yet played Rogue.
Yeah.
Which I do have for the 360, and I'll probably play on live stream at some point. Apparently, that is more Black Flag, but better.
That's what I've heard.
But unfortunately, it came out at the exact same time that Unity did, and on PS3 and 360 only.
yes.
So,
Ugh. Yeah.
what?
So at this point, I am never going to go back and play that.
No.
No.
This might be the last Assassin's Creed game I will ever play.
What reason do you have to continue playing them?
I don't feel like getting punched in the junk anymore.
Yeah.
I
Then
For
really
$60.
don't.
stop getting punched.
Like at some point, I got to learn my lesson.
Yeah. Your junk
Yeah,
is sore,
I-
and you're $60 poorer.
Like I'm not even angry about the $60 thing. Like it's
That's the
like-
least of the troubles.
I mean, that's it. It's this cell of hope that something's going to be fun. Like this is how we decompress. Like this is supposed to be my distraction.
This is my
from all
hobby.
the crazy things that I got to deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah. This is my
This-
escape.
This is my escape, and for this to be a slog and just a, I hate to ape this term from Mike Polk. It's my Xbox is turning into a factory of sadness.
Yeah.
Like it's not having fun. And then I got to see the Twitter thread of Scott Nintendo about his updating nightmare he's having right now with the new dashboard.
Oh, really?
So you can opt in, but it's almost next to impossible to opt out. But you can't play anything online unless you're opted in to do this. And then he's posted a picture of one of his games updating was 102%. How does that work?
Amazing. The other Jizzy in chat says they put the ass back in Assassins. Yep.
It's, it's wow. I really wanted this to be fun, quirky Englishmen doing stuff. And I was hoping, since they had the pirate shanties, that maybe I was going to learn some cool English drinking songs.
Oh,
Sure, yeah.
that would have been great.
Because that would have been awesome. That'd have been like, yeah, but there's this one thing I really enjoy it. Like the shanties. It's one of the few things I really enjoyed about Black Flag.
It was
Yeah.
fun. It didn't need to be in there. There's like 200 of them. There aren't, but there's a lot.
And they're all
There's
great.
2 hours worth of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, and it's just fun.
Yeah, like, and then I catch myself singing along with them as I'm sailing around. Like, this is great.
Your dog's looking at you weird, and it's like, oh, yeah, sorry.
But it's trying to be so edgy, and it's just like I think they lost the fact that it's a game.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Just
like,
make movies. Just make CG movies, and it'll be fine.
Yep.
I think it would probably be better served as that.
Yep. We've gotten to the point where just make comics and movies and just call it a day.
Yeah. Because apparently you got the storytelling mildly interesting. It's your vehicle is just broken on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Like it's like going on a road trip and then your alternator blowing up on a ferry. Like you're stuck and going nowhere.
Yeah.
And that's the way I feel about this Assassin's Creed thing right now. Like I'm just not having any fun. Like I need a fun shooter like stat.
Yeah.
Like I need something that's gonna be quirky and goofy and just fun. I think I'm gonna play Borderlands all over again.
There you go.
Nice.
Play Borderlands
nice.
2 again.
I'll play.
Game's still really
I'll go
good.
the whole thing.
Ooh.
There you go. All right, Hannah. Have you been playing anything that you've been enjoying this week?
I have, but I would like to ride Knobs' wave of hate really quick here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's keep it going.
And crash into. Have you guys heard of the game Undertale?
Yes,
No.
I have not yet played it.
Boston, you might like it. It could be up your alley. I'm not sure. I played about a half hour of it, and I dislike it so much that I actually got a refund from Steam.
Wow.
Everyone was like, "Oh, this game's really funny," and this game's really like, no. If you can't catch me in the first half hour, no, sorry.
I feel like that game's intent. I feel like people labeling that game as funny are sort of missing that game's intent of it being subversive.
Yeah, if I just don't care enough to get past like that combat system's like interesting, but like I'm sorry, I'm not paying $10 for a game that looks like it came out like I had no there's nothing to that game.
Everything about it is
everything about that game was
to
just
what you like.
Yes, yeah. Like I play, it's got that interesting, like, oh, here's your little, heart, and it's got in the box, and you've got to move it around the box to avoid the stuff that's trying to kill you. And it's like, okay, that's interesting. And then you basically have this character that's like hand holding you through the game, and then like telling you not to do things, but like, oh, don't play the game. I'm like, I'm gonna play the game, and then you get to a point where you have to navigate this level. And it's like, oh, you drop down to the next level, and if you go through this door, you go back up, and you're on the other side of the thing you needed to navigate in the first place. And it's like, okay, that's an interesting, stupid little puzzle. And then you get a whole, like, another screen, and it's the same thing, but I'm walking through this area, and it's got little cracks in the floor, and I keep falling through the floor.
Okay.
And there doesn't seem to be any way to figure out, other than trial and error, how to navigate this area. I played there for about 15 minutes, and I uninstalled it, and I just washed my hands of it. I'm like, I'm done. I'm not doing this. This is not how I play games anymore. Like, this would have been a fine game on the NES. Great. That's what you're going for? Awesome. Not my cup of tea.
The thing I'm concerned about with that game, and I haven't yet started it, so I don't I don't know for sure, but I'm concerned that that game is resting on Earthbound's laurels a little too much. For its own good.
Yeah, I got a very Earthbound vibe from it, from the character interactions, not from the gameplay.
Yeah.
The gameplay felt like it was intentionally trying to make itself like this horrible slog, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna end up like Knobs this year, man.
Yeah, like that's
I can't live that life.
That's the thing that kills me about some games is like it's the same thing that some games that have tutorials in them do, where they're like, oh, tutorials, they're the worst. Press X to jump.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't do both. You can't make fun of tutorials and then you have me do a tutorial. Like, that's not...
The only game that did that right was Matt Hazard. Sorry.
Yeah.
And
nobody played that game.
The Deadpool tutorials were pretty great, too.
Ugh. Talk about a game that's antithetic to everything I like is Deadpool.
I don't know. I love that game. Whatever.
I did, too.
It was great. Played a bunch more Rocket League on Wednesday night. I'm super excited for the mutators coming to that game. Have you guys heard about this?
Yeah, they took Unreal Tournament and they smushed it into Rocket League.
Which is the best idea I've ever heard.
What a great idea.
They should put more Unreal Tournament stuff in every game.
Yeah.
They really should.
Yeah, they just picked up Unreal Tournament mutators and they put it in Rocket League.
You know what they need to add now, though, from Unreal Tournament? The announcer.
Sure, yeah.
Yes.
That game needs an announcer like
kill.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Did
like
the mutator, they drop the slow cube in there?
I don't know if it
know.
drops the slow cube, but it does turn the ball into a cube.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that's going to be really fun and frustrating when that thing bounces like a D6.
So good.
Yeah. Wednesday night's always fun on PS4. If you've got a PS4, pick up Rocket League. Come join us. We start around 6 p.m. Central Time. Sometimes it's closer to 7. We usually play for a few hours. This week was a little bit shorter. I think we all hopped off and did our own thing at about 8. So it's really, really tons of fun. Played a little bit more of Super Meat Boy on the Vita.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm a little bit ways through the hospital world, the second world.
Okay.
I'm sort of obsessive with this game. It's one of those games where I have to get everything in every area. Like, if the first area wasn't 100%, I couldn't have moved on to the second area.
That game will punish you for doing that.
I know. I'm starting to learn that, and I'm trying to break that habit in a number of games. Like, I need to get out of that habit. Like, I need to just finish the game and then come back to it later.
Well, the great thing about Super Meat Boy is, and it doesn't really communicate it to you, is that you don't have the skills in the game yet to finish some of the Dark World or the bandage stuff in the first world until you're at like level 3.
Yeah.
You know, like, it hasn't taught you that stuff yet.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think I'm just going to start plowing through the main parts of the levels and then loop back and replay stuff.
And they're
but
good.
It's so easy to replay stuff in that game.
Well, and they're good breathers too. Like, when you get to a point where you're like, oh, yeah, I've just been beating my head against this level and I can't do it. Go back to one of those earlier levels and be like, all right, I need something fresh.
Yeah. Another game that I've been doing something similar with is I played a bunch more of the Talos Principle over the last 2 days. I wanted to pick that up for PS4 because it was on sale for $20 at Walmart someday last week. It was, I think, like Thursday.
Man, I didn't know that because I looked at that price and I saw $50 and I was like,
yeah,
this year has been expensive. I would pay $20. How's that sound?
It was on sale for $20 for like a day, and I missed it, but I was like, yeah,
I bought Evolve on the Xbox One for $5. That's a pretty good price for that game.
Even then, I think you might have overpaid.
At $5 with free shipping. It's at least I'll pop it in for a little bit.
Yeah.
Play some stuff.
Oh, man.
Probably.
The Talos Principle is really, really growing on me again. I really like the way it presents its puzzles. I like the way it presents its world. It's kind of self-aware enough of its story and its setting to sort of throw you a few curveballs. I don't even know how to describe the story. It's this weird, crazy, like, philosophical sort of bent to it. And
philosophical, Portal-like first-person puzzle game?
Yeah, it's sort of... It checks a lot of boxes for me. There's a really interesting thing happening. So you have, you start out the game, and there's a very loud voice just talking to you and telling you what to do. And so since it's a video game, of course you're going to do that stuff. But since we've also all played BioShock, you're kind of like, I'm a little suspicious of this guy.
Yeah, I don't know about that guy.
Yeah, I don't know about this guy. And then there's all these computer terminals around this world, and you go up to these computer terminals, and after you do a few levels, eventually it asks you if you want to create an admin account. And you're like, well, yeah, of course I want an admin account. Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
And it puts you through what they call a certification process. And it's basically the Voight-Kampff test from Blade Runner, where you have to prove that you're human. It's like a reverse Turing test.
Right.
It's just like, it's unbelievable. And then as you progress, the computer starts talking back to you. Like the software that like assists you like in the game, and like every computer terminal you access has like a few junk files on it that you can read that sort of flesh out the story.
Stuff.
Yeah, it's got like emails, it's got like, you know, fragments of web pages and stuff that you can read, and then like, certain actions as you finish certain puzzles, you'll come back to it and you'll be like, okay, I'm gonna load up this program's called like the MLA. It's like the Milton Library Assistant, and it. As far as I can tell, it's some sort of AI that's trying to help you or hint. I'm not really sure what's going on in this game, but I really like it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really crazy. If you like a game where it's not like spoon-feeding you the story, but it's constantly giving you new information that sort of ties into everything that's happening, this is the type of game for you.
Yeah. And it has good puzzles.
It has super good puzzles, and I love the way they unlock new features for each puzzle. So you have to go back and collect the little tetraminos from each level. So the whole point of each puzzle is to collect like basically a Tetris piece. And as you collect these Tetris pieces, you can go back to the like sort of hub worlds and put them into place. You basically have to use these to form a square, and it will unlock like a new feature or a new area.
Right.
So like the first thing you unlocked is this thing called a reflector. In some of the puzzles, there's like a node that will like emit blue light, and you can attach a reflector to it and use it to open doors and stuff like that. Then you unlock basically the companion cube. And then you unlock the fan, which you can plug into like these certain areas, and you can use it to like lift cubes and like lift all sorts of it's very good about giving you the pieces you need to solve the puzzles in the order you need them, and it's very good about gradually introducing more complex puzzles.
Yeah.
I really like the puzzle design is excellent. The world is really interesting, and I really like where the story is headed. If I understand the story, which I might not, who knows? It's just it's worming its way up my top 10 for this year.
Oh, nice.
Like it is very slowly moving up. So I played just a bunch of that over the last couple of days, and the other game I've played a bunch this week because I was looking for something to play on my Vita. I think I own everything I want to own on the Vita at this point.
Right.
Like I actually have just all the Vita games I really want. And so I'm looking around at like lists like, oh, what don't I have? What might I have missed? I've never played Super Stardust.
Oh.
Really?
And there is a version on the Vita that is fantastic. So I picked up Super Stardust Delta. That game just clicked right away.
That game is real good.
That game is super good.
Yeah.
So, am I wrong? Is there sort of a comparison to be made to this and Geometry Wars 3?
Yeah.
In some ways.
I feel like Super Stardust HD begot Geometry Wars 3.
Okay.
It definitely came first, and I feel like it does what Geometry Wars 3 was trying to do much better.
Yes, because you can actually sort of see where everything is around the object that you're on.
You can kind of keep the planet mapped in your brain, where you're like, all right, I just ran away from those enemies. I'm going to loop back around, and pretty soon I should be on top of them. Up there.
Actually, and you know, one of the keys to that is from what I've noticed in all the planets in Super Stardust are sort of asymmetrical or like half destroyed.
Yeah.
So you can kind of be like, okay, I'm on like the fully like formed side. If I go back to the other side, I'll know where I'm at. And I can
they changed that from HD, because HD, most of the planets were pretty fully formed, and they looked like planets.
Yeah.
So that would probably make it a little bit easier for planets that get a little crazier.
Yeah, and it gets pretty crazy, especially when you're playing on the Vita, because those sticks are so short. There's like not a whole lot of room between the edge and the actual sticks, so it's not quite as, you can't do as much accurate shooting as you could on like a DualShock.
Right.
You know, you've got a little more to contend with there, but Man, I could just play that game for hours and hours and hours. I think my top score was I was just under 10 million.
Oh, nice.
And that was like my first or second run. I was just killing it. And ever since then, I think I've been topping out at like 5 million. And it's always just the little fragments of those asteroids that get me, like just the one I missed.
Yeah, you like back into it, and it's like, oh, come on.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely brutal. But yeah, anyone who's not played one of those games, totally go pick it up.
Yeah,
They
they're
are
great.
a ton of fun. There's one. I mean, there's one on literally every Sony system at this point. I think there's even one on the PSP.
Yeah, and I think they're coming out with one on the PS4 at some point too.
Yes, Super Stardust Ultra. I think that came out.
It might have, yeah. I feel like Super Stardust is so good because I feel like that's what Microsoft was going for with Xbox Live Arcade. Like those types of games. They're not complicated, but they're not easy. You can pick them up and you get them within the first 5 minutes. Like when you play Super Stardust, within your first 5-10 minutes, you understand how to play that game. You just have to get better. It's a lot like Luminous. It was a perfect puzzle shooter arcade games. Because you get it, and now you just refine it.
Yeah, I really love the bonus structure in that game too. It's like, okay, a meteor's gonna land here, shoot it up. Now it's gonna be here. Now it's gonna be here, and you just sort of go from point to point until you finish off all the enemies, and you get just a bunch of bonus stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it combines all these really great things about that sort of genre. It feels like they took a little bit from like Raiden, and they took a little bit from like the old like vertical shooters, and crammed it into this sort of almost I don't know. It's kind of like if you took God, and not Resogun, but the game that was or before Resogun that was the same sort of thing. Defender.
Yeah.
So it's this sort of like you take Defender, but you wrap it around a sphere, and you just put in all the power-ups and stuff you get from something like Raiden, and it's so good.
They made a 3D version of that for the PS3. Some patch at some point put stereoscopic 3D in for that. That's one game I wish I had a 3D TV for.
That sounds like that would look real cool.
Yeah.
Ooh. And the last game I played this week was Episode 5 of Life is Strange.
Yeah.
I don't even think I can talk about this game without spoiling something.
Yeah, we'll do a spoiler cast on episodes 4 and 5 probably next week. Don't hold us to that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's really hard not to spoil anything in episode 5.
I will say that my favorite part was the depth that she went with her time travel powers. Like she was jumping from timeline to timeline to timeline and just all over the place.
It was a lot more complicated than the earlier episodes, and I feel like it was good that they waited so long to do that because it made sense. Like you'd been through enough of her time traveling stuff that it was sort of like, okay, I can still kind of keep this in line in my head.
And it sort of brought the previous episode into relief, and how she was able to jump through these different timelines in such a way, for some reason the timeline jumping that happened in episode 5 reminded me of. Have you seen the Futurama episode where the professor creates the universe in a box?
Yeah.
And they take the lengths of wire and they run through all the different boxes.
Man, that's
the picture I had in my head of episode 5, like with all the different timelines.
Yeah, there's this one string connecting them all.
Yes.
That kind of felt as that one episode of Morty and what's his name? Rick and Morty, where he had the universe powering his car.
I gotta watch that show. I've heard good things.
Yeah, I haven't made it to watching that yet.
Yeah, I go play Life is Strange. Just go play it.
Yep.
Or wait for like the Game of the Year edition come out.
Wait for it to come out on disc or whatever.
You do what you gotta do. Just play that game. Don't get it spoiled for you. Don't read the plot. Just don't even listen to our spoiler cast. Like I'm gonna not.
Don't listen to this show.
Don't listen to it. Go home. Go home. Go do something productive with your day.
Go play Life is Strange. And you know what? I mentioned it to Musim on Twitter because he was saying he might drop some game, I think of The Witcher 3, and go bang out Life is Strange.
Yes.
It's like 10 hours.
It is.
For all 5 episodes, 10 to, if you're moving real slow and investigating everything, maybe 12 hours.
Yeah.
It's not 40 hours. It's not a real big time investment. But man, is it so good.
It is just, everything about it is so well crafted, and you know, they didn't do story arc things just for the effect, just for the punch. And there's a couple of moments where you feel like, yeah, they do. There's the ends of episode 3 and 4. You can kind of look at those and go, oh, well, they only did that for the end result, like the effect of the then and now. They just did it for that.
Yeah.
But if you look at the story as a whole, and you take that last episode and you sort of encapsulate it, and you go, well, no, they did these things so that everything else that happens at the end makes sense.
Yeah.
And
really great storytelling.
Yeah, I still can't believe how strongly episode 5 started out.
Oh, yeah.
They started resolving conflicts like instantly.
An amazing cinematography at the beginning of episode 5.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
God, so good. I just want everyone to play that game.
Yeah.
That is the last of stuff I played this week.
All right, I started Axiom Verge.
Nice.
On the PS4. That's a really great game that I do not want to play any more of right now.
Really?
It's one of those things where I can look at it and say, like, you know what? This is a real great game. This is completely in my wheelhouse. The weapons are super cool. It's responsive. It's totally Metroid 1.
Yeah.
I don't want to play this right now. I know I like it, and I'll probably pick it up in a couple months and start it back over and really enjoy it, but just has no place in my heart right now. So,
fair enough. Yeah, it came out at a good time for me. I started playing that right when it came out, and it was the good game for that moment because it was really good and there was nothing else coming out.
Yeah, I kind of wish I would have started it in the summer.
Yeah.
And there was not a lot of other stuff coming out, but yeah, I don't know. I picked up Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition on the PS4.
Do you die a little inside every time you say that?
No,
I do.
I died a little inside playing it.
Oh, no.
So I mentioned PS4 because I don't know what issues the Xbox One version has. It's not 60 frames. I don't really care about that. It would have been nice, but if you really want 60 frames, pick up the PC version. Apparently that's a fine version of Darksiders 2. The problem I have is that there's so much VSync related screen tearing in this game.
Oh no.
That I got really nauseous. And that
sucks.
Really never happens.
That shouldn't happen.
And couple that with sub 20 frame performance when you get into that first major area.
Wow.
So I feel like I'm living in Crazy Town because some people are reporting these issues and some people are saying like no screen tearing, rock solid 30 frames.
Wow.
So I'm hoping a patch comes out at some point because number one, this game looks outstanding. They took Darksiders 2 and they just kind of polished all the edges. They cleaned up some of the coloring issues. All the textures have been up-resed. It looks really great. The sound quality is still there. It's still Darksiders 2. That game is still really good. But to have them go backwards in performance from the 360 version I played is not acceptable.
No, that's not okay.
See, I don't remember any of those issues with the 360 version. That game chewed it up.
There's nothing definitive about sub 20 frames.
Well, and like what I remember from the 360 version is when you get to that first real like planet, that real green planet with the tree of life and all that stuff, I remember some of the really big areas getting a little hitchy, but nothing like the frame rate bottoms out and the two halves of the screen are displaying different things. Like, it is bad. I
couldn't tell you last time I saw that happen.
And like I had to show my wife because like I had to put it down and I was so upset because I wanted to play Darksiders 2 again because that game is so good. And she watched it and she said that she has not seen a game look like that in years. I mean, it's like some PS2 level stuff.
Ooh, you don't want that.
It's Darksiders 2. It ran fine on
You guys
7th
love that
gen.
game.
Like, it was fine. You just carry it forward.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing I can hope is that they'll come out with a patch, and if they can smooth out that frame rate, I will recommend it wholeheartedly. And it's $40 and comes with all the DLC. Unfortunately, you know, all that DLC, like the pre-order DLC for the previous gen one, that would go to that mailbox, that's just in the loot pool now, which, fine, I get. It is very overpowered, and you kind of walk through the game once you get that gear. I kind of wish it was optional. It's like, yeah, I played Darksiders 2 before. I just kind of want to mow my way through it. But I never played a lot of that DLC that came out, I don't think. So I was looking forward to playing kind of the complete package, and they rebalanced some of the encounters, and but I can't play it. It literally makes me sick to my stomach.
That sucks.
Because the frame rate. I'm so sensitive to those VSync issues that I can't. I don't know. That's one of this year's biggest bummers. Is that they messed up Darksiders 2.
They messed up a perfectly okay game.
Yeah. And thankfully you can still pick it up on PC. And, you know, your computer is good enough to play Darksiders 2. That game did not push a lot of machines when it came out. So I could still recommend it. Still pick up PS3 and 360 version. That was good. But yeah, that's just... I'll keep an eye on it. I still have it installed on my PS4, so if they put out a patch, then
you'll know.
I'll know, and that I'll give it another shot. But the developers have not been forthcoming on saying anything about that game, so that does not leave me with a lot of confidence. So
that's a bummer.
Yeah, it's a real bummer. A game that hasn't been a bummer though is The Witcher 3.
Oh yeah,
I played a lot of that game this week. I've kind of all at once finished up 3 or 4 major storyline quests, kind of in rapid fire. The end of that Bloody Baron quest line was a super bummer. Nobody wins in the Witcher universe. Not even Geralt. There's just... everything is going wrong for everybody. But it's a satisfying conclusion to a storyline that was really tough. Some of the stuff that happens when storylines resolve in that game is a little weird, where you kind of go talk to somebody and then all of a sudden there's this like painterly Diablo 3 style cutscene happening, and Geralt is speaking very quickly, and then a trophy is popping up, and then like all this stuff is happening, and then it dumps you back in the world, and it's like, yeah, you're done.
They did the same stuff in the first game. Okay. Yeah.
I was wondering where that came from, because I like Geralt as a character so much because he's so sarcastic about what's been going on in this world. He's been living for too long. He's seen everything, and he's too old and too tired for all of this stuff. So, you know, people are getting upset, and he's over there like, that sure does suck. What do you want to do about it? And to have him like rapid fire, like talking about this cutscene and like your choices matter and consequences. I was like, what is happening?
Who are you?
Hold on, I just gotta ban someone here. There we go. I don't enjoy those jokes in chat, everyone. That's not Twitch kids. You are not as cool as you think you are.
I didn't even see it.
I'm too old, and I've seen all that stuff myself. I'm Geralt of this chat. But man, I really like Witcher 3. I feel like there's enough stuff to do in that world, but a lot of it really isn't required. But when you go do stuff, like you go do, like you buy a treasure map and you go get the treasure and you find all the pieces, you can go make a piece of gear that's really good. So that has a very clear reward. When you go and you do these Batman-style Witcher contracts where you're investigating and you're doing all your research about this enemy, and then you find out what it is and you get prepared and you go fight this boss, it feels like a real fight that you might not finish the first time because maybe I didn't read the bestiary entry, so I don't know all of what it's going to do. But at the end, you get a really good piece of, like a really good weapon, a really good piece of gear, and something you can hang on your horse that does something cool. Like if you invest your time into this stuff, it's not just, here's some experience and 20 gold. Yeah. It's a good storyline or a good piece of gear, or you get something good out of it, or you get to run into a really good, crazy character that has an interesting story to tell.
Stephen Heck just rolls up, just like, hey guys.
Yeah, like there are crazy characters like Stephen Heck that are just peppering this world, and it's pretty cool, because even if you're not going for the main storyline mission, you still have something cool to do. And in an RPG, and especially in an open world game, I think that's kind of cool, because it's the opposite of what Assassin's Creed is doing, and what Assassin's Creed isn't doing very well is you can do a side quest in an Assassin's Creed game, and you'll run into Faceless NPC number 1372, and he'll tell you, "Thanks, governor. Here's a couple shillings."
Oh,
and
stop it!
Farthings,
yeah, and that's it. But like in The Witcher 3, I did a side quest where someone had posted a bounty on the board saying that their house was haunted. And I go through this whole big long story where I'm meeting new characters, and there's 3 or 4 characters, and I'm making decisions that will in fact impact all these characters. And then later on, after a couple of days pass, I get called back to that house to go finish up the storyline because something unexpected happened based on my choices. And then like all these characters have a story that wrapped up. And they didn't need to do that. It could have just been like, oh, this house is haunted. Yeah, I found a demon in there. I killed it. See you later. You know,
bye-bye.
It didn't need to be anything, but it's...
Who are you going to call?
Yeah, Geralt.
Geralt!
So I really enjoy that about it. I've finished... So the whole conceit about this game is the Wild Hunt from European lore is chasing down your adopted child Ciri. And you have to go find her. You're kind of always one step behind. And I've finished one of the big 3 story beats in the main story mission, which took me like 20 hours just to get to that point where I can say, okay, that part is done. Now I have 2 more things to do. And it felt natural, kind of working through all these subquests to kind of inform that main quest, and now I can go on to the next thing. So it's really good. And now I'm level 14, I think, and most of the encounters I'm running into are pretty trivial at this point, unless I'm fighting a boss. So that feels a lot better now at this point. Man, Witcher 3 is really good. Nice. I'm glad I took time to play that game this year.
It's one of those games I'll get around to eventually.
Yeah, everybody's right. Witcher 3 is really good.
And my luck just continues to get worse.
Yeah. Well, and I was really hesitant to pick up The Witcher 3 because I hated The Witcher 1, and I never got into the second one. But man, 3 just rights every wrong that Witcher 1 could have managed. So...
Move my pop screen.
Can't be doing that.
Nope.
The last game I played this week, and most importantly, Binding of Isaac Afterbirth came out on PC.
Nice.
That title just sounds horrific.
That's the point. Guys, Binding of Isaac was really good. Binding of Isaac Rebirth was really good. And they managed to put a lot more stuff in this game. There's around 100 new items. There's a bunch of more challenges. The most important thing is they added 2 new big features. First one is called Greed Mode. When I was streaming it the other day, and the other GZ and I were talking about this, and I think it's supposed to be a risk-reward mode, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of risk in a normal run, so I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. But basically, you're put in this really big, really long room, and there are 2 item rooms on the one side. There's an exit on the bottom, and then there's a giant shop up top. And there's a button in the middle of that big room. And when you go push the button, it starts spawning enemies on a timer. And it spawns waves of enemies every time you kill the wave or the timer is up. So if you're not killing stuff fast enough, they're just going to keep giving you enemies. And you need to make it through 8 waves of enemies and then 2 waves of bosses, and then the next floor will open up. And every time you clear a wave or destroy enough enemies, I don't know which one, it gives you money, which you then go spend in the shop to go increase your power. It's a really interesting mode that I don't feel like I have my head around fully yet. I kind of lucked in, I will admit, incredibly dumb luck into a really powerful accidental build that made me finish that mode really easily with just pure Isaac.
Nice.
And I feel like that didn't really inform a lot of that mode very much. So I'm looking forward to diving into that more. I have not unlocked the new character Lilith yet. You have to beat that mode with Azazel, which could be really easy or could be the worst. I haven't decided yet. But the other thing they added is daily runs. So Spelunky style, you have a daily run, it picks your character and it picks the layout and it picks your items that you start with, and
Nice.
everybody does the same thing. Somebody in chat, I think D-Voice asked, didn't Rebirth come out last year? This is an expansion on top of Rebirth, so you need Rebirth, and then it's a lot like Wrath of the Lamb for the original Binding of Isaac, where it just takes the base game and then just adds a ton of stuff on top of it. The daily runs are really interesting because the first one that they chose was horrible. And horrifically difficult and the worst idea. Please don't do that again. But I feel like that's very much an indication of how they're going to treat those daily runs. We're just going to be like, yeah, man, it's random. Some days it's going to be really easy, and some days it's going to be the worst. So good luck. It scores you on a lot of stuff where your score gets higher, the more enemies you kill, the further you get, the more money you have, the more health you have, that stuff. It decreases score when you get hit, the longer it takes you to get through the game, stuff like that. The thing that I think is going to be really interesting is the leaderboards for it, and leads me into an announcement that, like the Reckoning, the other Jay-Z has thrown the gauntlet, and starting Wednesday this week,
Oh, yeah?
he and I will do a week long of blind challenge runs against each other.
Ooh.
So we will be probably streaming, definitely YouTube archiving our runs, not looking at anything about the run, not looking at each other's scores before we do it, and seeing how we do against each other. I accidentally beat his score the first time I went through.
Accidentally? Come on.
Well, I didn't pick up an item. So the thing about Binding of Isaac are there are a couple of items that look the same, and one of them will do something that's really, really great and will make a run, and one of them does something horrible that will completely break your run. Soy milk is one that breaks your run. But the other one that looks like it does something really great. I erred on the side of caution and did not pick it up, so I didn't break my run, and he picked it up. D-Voice in chat says, let me get his question here. Is it really worth it if I haven't spent that much time on Rebirth? I think, because I think it gives a lot of quality content to Rebirth, so I think it makes that base game even better and sort of fleshes it out, and then you can kind of build on that going forward.
Cool.
But yeah, I think you can buy both Rebirth and Afterbirth for like $18 right now, which is a pretty good.
Can we please stop saying that?
Nope.
Like it's
a pretty good,
really uncomfortable.
pretty good price for two games that have a lot of content. So yeah, watch my YouTube channel and other GZ's YouTube channel, because we're gonna duke it out. I'm now his nemesis. So starting on Wednesday the 4th for an entire week, we're gonna be daily battling it out. And I am bad at that game, and I am dumb and my own worst enemy. If you've ever watched my streams, you well know how dumb I am at that game. So who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows what will happen? I'm really waiting for them to announce the release date for this on PS4, which they have not yet, because I have nothing unlocked on my PC save, and I have almost everything done on my PS4 save. So please come out soon. I want to play it on a save that has all my stuff. But yeah, go check that out. If you like Binding of Isaac, you probably already have it anyway. If you don't, you should try Binding of Isaac. It's really good.
Yeah.
Highly recommended. It's amazing. The other GZ in chat says, I am going to wreck this fool. Probably. I mean, I'm not a good hype man, clearly. But yeah, he's pretty good. So, but it's anybody's game, folks. Watch it this week, Sunday, or Wednesday.
Sunday.
All right, that's all I've been playing this week. So let's take a break.
Cool.
All right.
All right, I need to evacuate.
Yeah, I gotta go grab a drink. I'll be right back.
Cool.
Oh.
Well, I guess I'll leave too.
Oh, what an exciting stream this is. Knobs and I come back at the same time.
What's up, bubbies?
All right.
Hey.
Hey, all of us came back at the same time.
Creepy.
I'm just watching you, so.
Cool.
No big deal.
watching you as you sleep.
Yeah. Oh, Jay-Z, I just saw your tweet. That's beautiful. It's literally just a picture of the empty chairs.
Yeah, I just saw. Good times. No, it's not good times. You're my enemy.
Yep.
You jerk.
Hold on, let me see a picture.
Hi, brown cat. How are you? What do you want? Hmm? You here to make a lot of noise? Yeah. Yeah? Psst, psst, psst. Get out of here, Cacodemon.
Oh, we're talking about Borderlands 2. I had to play that, or Borderlands. I had to play that song for episode 2. It's so good.
Yeah, man, all those songs were so good.
Alright.
Alright, ready
Where
when
is
you
the
guys are,
ship?
because we're probably running into your time
Yeah.
stuff, Hannah.
Yeah.
How much time do you have left?
I got about 25 minutes here, so...
Okay. We should be able to blow through most of these news stories.
Yeah.
If anything, we can save emails for next week. We got a bunch of good ones this week, but they're all pretty long, so...
Okay. Sounds good to me.
All right. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Enjoying my overcharge.
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 Delirium XT.
Am I going the wrong way? Yeah.
Well, you guys ready?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We got releases this week for November 2nd, 2015. Need for Speed. Really? For
Yeah.
the PS4 and Xbox One.
Just relaunching it again for the 5th time?
Yep.
Yep, Need for Speed.
Uh,
Doing it again.
Giant Bomb's got a quick look up. It's got some fist bumping going on.
It's got a lot of
Dude, bro.
It's a lot of first person FMV cheesiness.
Yeah.
Yokai. Watch for the thirds.
Another level 5's hot Pokemon-esque joint comes out in the US, surprisingly. Did not think that was going to come out here, but probably going to be a huge hit.
Really?
It's very much Pokemon, but a little bit more friendly.
A little more rock and roll.
Yeah, a little more country. You know.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, take me home. All right. And Call of Duty Titanfall. Oh, sorry. Black Ops 3 for the PC, PS3, PS4, 360, and Xbox One.
More like Titan Call of Duty. Oh! Yeah, this game looks fine.
It's another Call of Duty game.
Yep, it looks like Call of Duty.
And a little bit of Titan.
It's a little Titanfall.
I kind of feel
separate.
badly saying that because I know there's some difference between them, but it is really hard to tell what it is based on trailers.
Yeah.
Well, the only difference is there's no giant robots, at least from what I can tell.
No, I meant from like yeah, I meant from like Call of Duty to Call of Duty.
Oh,
You know, like year to year. I don't.
sorry.
Year over
I
year.
was just like,
yeah.
hey,
There's so much. There's so many
those
giant
X-
titans in parkour.
Those X Infinity War guys seem to do a pretty good job. With Respawn, is that what they did? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do what they're doing, because that seems to work.
Yeah, people seem to like that for a little
They're
bit.
both the same company. They're still aping each other's ideas.
Yeah. Weird. All right, moving on to news stories. Sony apologized. Actually, there are first-party Vita games in the works.
Yeah, I'll believe him when I see him.
Sorry about that, guys. We lied to you by accident. What we meant was we're not making any AAA first-party titles for the Vita, which my response is, duh.
Yeah.
Why would you?
Why do you need to make this an announcement?
Yeah, well, because everybody was
it's-
upset because everyone thinks that Sony's leaving the Vita for dead because it's dead.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
The Vita did not succeed, just like the PSP did not succeed.
It doesn't mean they're not great.
And it doesn't mean
No.
there's not a lot of great indie games that are going to come out, or Atlas will put 300 games on there at some point.
Well, we'll see about the indie games. I'm starting to see a lot of games that are like, oh yeah, we're coming out multi-platform, and like those Vita releases are lagging behind.
Or they're like, we'll investigate the Vita depending on how it sells. Like,
Yeah.
depending on
Yeah.
the other platform versions sell.
And then I buy it, and it never comes out on Vita. I'm looking at you, Axiom Verge.
So, actually, Soulman wrote in with details on why Axiom Verge didn't come out.
I did actually read that.
Yeah,
there's a couple things going on there.
He and his wife had a child that is very sick.
Yeah,
Came
so
out
it's like,
came out of the womb very, very sick. And he said,
Yeah.
hey, I was going to use this time to finish this, but I kind of have to make sure my kid will live. So maybe
Totally
you guys
valid.
could calm down.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
no.
It's sad that he had to say
Understandable.
that.
It is sad that he had to say that.
Well, I think he was. I don't think he was doing it as a response. I think he was saying like, "Hey, I haven't posted anything for months. Here's the
why."
reason why I've been a little bit busy." So
Yeah.
if you read the news post, it's a little bit better than how it sounds.
But yeah, then there's
delicious water.
that one game Volume that's sort of like the Metal Gear Solid VR missions that got delayed as well
Whoops,
on the Vita. Yeah,
never coming out.
yeah, a little worried.
Yeah.
Little worried, guys.
Speaking of delays, Electronic Arts has announced Mirror's Edge Catalyst has been delayed from February 23rd to May 24th. I'm assuming that's 2016. Don't play with me, EA. I need this.
Yeah, that's good for me. It means I might actually get to play that one.
Yeah. Don't do this, EA.
Yeah.
Don't.
Don't play the delay game,
Yeah.
please.
Don't
No
mess
one
with me.
wins. No one wins with that. No one.
No one wins on delays of game.
Yeah.
No.
I'll cut someone. Twitch announced a pretty major announcement this past week. They're no longer going to be gaming only. They're launching a initiative called Twitch Creative.
Ooh.
They're basically saying, hey, remember how we used to be only gaming? You could live stream all that stuff. Now if you create art or you make sculptures or you have like a cooking show or something like that, something non-gaming related that you want to live stream, you can totally do that on Twitch now. That's cool.
Nice.
So
Okay.
it's going to be... The reason why I want to talk about that is, first off, they started with the entire 403 episode archive of Bob Ross's The Joy of Painting,
Yes.
which is a really great one. But I'm also curious to see if this is going to dilute, in the face of YouTube gaming, will this dilute Twitch's market perception? Is Twitch just going to be a place for everything now, where YouTube gaming is very much focused on, here you can live stream your games, and that's kind of all we're doing?
I don't know.
I don't know. I do
think-
know that Twitch is currently trying to install Arch Linux, though. And
Yes,
it's
that's
crazy.
very funny. And probably, hopefully, the end of Twitch does something.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see it, because isn't YouTube the place for videos anyway? That
Yeah.
what is their niche now that they want to do everything?
And that's kind of my concern is, are you competing against YouTube? Because it doesn't seem like YouTube, at least as of yet, wants to be the place where you can live stream everything. You can live stream almost anything on YouTube, but...
Get him! Get him!
Yeah, my cat's...
Sorry.
Hey, clash your titans, quit it.
That was really awesome. I was really hoping you wouldn't notice.
No, I hear them. Yeah. I wonder, because I know you can live stream basically anything on YouTube, but nobody wants to, because most people aren't live streaming anything that isn't on Periscope. So I don't know. I don't know what market share Twitch is going for. It's a very strange choice, because I know there are live streaming sites that are focused on like, oh, I'm an artist, I'm going to draw something, or I'm like creating my webcomic and I'm going to chat with everybody and have all that stuff. I know there are sites that are focused on that. I don't know if Twitch is trying to take that market share, but it seems like that's not a huge market anyway. And people are probably pretty well entrenched on those sites already anyway. So
Yeah.
It's a strange move.
It could be one of those things where, you've got a lot of stuff that happens peripherally around games, webcomics and the things you mentioned, and those people want to use Twitch because their audience is already using Twitch. I can see a use case for it.
Well, yeah, because there was that one gaming live streamer that was, he did a cooking show one day out of the week that apparently everybody loved, and Twitch eventually was like, hey man, this is gaming only. Like you can't just do this on Twitch. Like you need to focus on gaming.
And now they're like, "Hey, come on and cook for us."
You can do anything, yeah, man. It's all good.
But that takes the one guy that was doing something that was unique and just having some fun with it, and then they're gonna sully his thing, and they'll be like, "Wait a minute, maybe that was such a bad idea."
Yeah.
I think it would be great if small things like that slipped through the cracks. Yeah. And became this crazy weird niche phenomenon
Twitch, learning how to
Twitch.
Cook a cool ramen dish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. If it does at all. It could just totally flop and they're like, "No, we're recommitting ourselves to gaming."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, then you've already lost.
Yeah. Next news story, Nintendo announces their first smartphone title, the Miitomo. And they are going to be launching that sometime in 2016. It seems weird. It is. So they're sort of launching this alongside their new Nintendo account platform, which is basically what we've been begging Nintendo to do with friend codes for the last 30 years.
But with fanfare so that it's special.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically Nintendo accounts are... You sign into this Nintendo account using basically anything. I think you can even use your Amazon account. Okay. And it ties into all your Nintendo stuff. You can buy digital games on your web browser and it downloads automatically to your Wii U and 3DS. The whole thing you're getting. And it also seems to be a replacement for the Nintendo rewards, where it just tracks that stuff automatically.
I will give them credit for allowing you to sign in with your social accounts.
I think that's great.
That's great.
Why not?
That's how you get people to do it.
And you can also sign in with your currently existing Nintendo accounts.
If you know what that is.
Which I was surprised about. And I will have to remember my password for my 3DS. So it seems like they're taking all of that and your Mii and sort of smushing it into this smartphone title that's primarily about using Miis to talk to other Miis and become friends with Miis. Something? Free
This
to play?
sounds very Nintendo.
It really does, and it sounds like something that I look at and I go, no.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll be super great for whichever market that really likes Miis. I am not part of that market.
Nope.
Yeah. Next news story. Xbox One comes out with the new dashboard and the Xbox 360 backwards compatibility November 12th. So, get all that cool BC stuff. There's already the list of games out that are going to work day one. It's a pretty good...
I really like the new dashboard.
I've heard good things.
I want to get my hands on it.
It looks weird, but it works like you want it to work.
Yeah. As long as it works, it can't be worse than the original thing we got.
No, well, this one, I mean, it pulls up, it has like your friends list, messages, activity feed, like all that in a banner on the left. And you just hit left on the pane and it pulls it out. And then you can go down it. So if you're going, it has like parties already there. So if you want, you don't have to dig into, well, I got to go into games and apps, then go to my friends list, and then go to this. And then you got to go to the individual person to invite them. You just find them. Hit a button, invite, join, blah. It's right there.
Almost like how the 360 worked.
Almost.
Want That's almost
what
like
a concept.
Almost like we want simplicity just to get into a game and play with our friends. Weird.
I want to hit the guide button, be able to invite a couple people, and get right back into the game.
Yep. And you know what? good
Like,
on
it's-
good on Microsoft for saying like, well, we tried it, wasn't working for you guys. Let's just go back to the things you did like.
Yeah.
So
Oh
But
man.
other than that, the layout it's a little more vertical than it is horizontal.
yeah, it seems
Like,
from
what you-
screenshots I can kind of, even looking at a screenshot, I look at it and go, oh, okay. Like
Yeah.
it looks like it makes sense.
Even
I'm
though
kinda-
like a couple of the icons are different than they used to be, which kind of throws you off. It's like, what is this little thing? It's like two little oh, it's friends.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I kind of like that they're going with a vertical interface as opposed to the horizontal stuff that we've been stuck in for the last decade. What is that?
It didn't work for the XMB.
Yeah.
It's not working for the PS4 for much longer.
Yeah.
It's not great.
It just, like, I mean, ever since Blades, it's just been like, all right, all consoles are horizontal, which is just antithetical to all other user experience and user interface design when it comes to, digital, interactivity.
You know what's so funny is at work we hung up an old Sony Brevo TV on the wall in one of our meeting rooms,
Yeah.
and I was getting into the menu to update the firmware on it over the internet.
Yo, that's an XMB.
It's an XMB, and I was just like, why?
Yeah.
Sony.
They,
it's- the crazy
they
thing
unified
is-
their interface across everything.
The crazy thing is, it's the exact XMB from the PS3. Like, it's not that it's similar. It has the exact same icons in the exact same order, and they're called the same things. Like, I needed to go to network, so I went to settings. I scrolled down to the bottom, and there's the little globe with the crisscrosses on it, and it says network. And I was just like, what am I doing?
It's one of those things. It was like, okay, yeah, unify all of that stuff. That's great, but use anything else.
Yeah, unify something that isn't garbage.
Yeah. Oh man.
So
Forgot they
you're
did that.
crazy. All right, and last news story. Speaking of Sony being crazy, Paris Games Week is apparently a thing now.
Right?
Yeah,
that happened.
I don't
I watched
know.
it happen.
This one just snuck up on me. So Sony put out did a big E3 style showing at Paris Games Week.
Yeah.
So let's kind of go over the highlights here. We're not going to go over all of the games because some of them, like Crytek's new game, look really dumb.
Who cares?
So we're going to skip over some of that stuff. Tekken 7 was officially announced, and it's definitely coming to the PS4 with PlayStation VR support.
For some reason.
What?
I
Not-
hope that comes with a vomit bag.
The only thing that people are bringing up is like, it doesn't have to be first person. I was like, that doesn't make it better.
That
If
actually
it's
makes
third
it worse.
person, I'll still probably get sick. I don't. Where are you going with that?
Is it for spectating, maybe?
Is it just gonna be the 2D and it pops? I don't know. I have so many questions. Yeah, just maybe it'll be first person vomiting like that breakdown game. That'd be great. No Man's Sky coming June 2016. They showed a trailer, but who cares? It's coming out in June.
It's one of those things where everyone was like, "Oh, it's gonna get released. It's gonna get released." It's like, no, it's not.
They're not even close to being done with that game.
Nope.
They just showed off shooting things for the first time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's still a ways off. But still, hope that game's good.
Me too.
Really, really hoping.
Yeah.
Avicii, the electronic music artist, I'm too old that I don't know what you would call that gentleman, is
DJ?
making a game called Avicii Vector, or maybe just Vector. It's a rhythm game that they didn't show a lot of footage of other than Avicii's face and him playing festivals. So, I'm 34 years old, so
Not the target demo.
not my market, but I like rhythm games a lot, and Amplitude still isn't out. So, Avicii,
Yeah.
you're talking my language. And your music that was in the trailer was pretty great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sounds great. Drive Club gets motorcycles out now.
Yay.
It's an
Drive
expansion,
Club.
but it's also standalone. So if you don't have Drive Club, you can just get that.
Yay, more Drive Club?
Drive Club is really good.
Really?
Drive Club is really good.
Do I have to try it again?
Yeah, now that the servers are not totally borked, Drive Club
Okay.
is a pretty good game. And apparently they reduced the price on the season pass to be like $14,
Ooh.
and it comes with like a bajillion cars and like a ton of new courses.
Yeah.
So
Huh.
yeah, Drive Club is pretty good.
Put that on the list. All right.
Housemarque, our favorite developers of crazy
Clearly,
downloadable
apparently.
games, is making a new game called Matterfall, which
looks a lot like Dead Space.
but also Mega Man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
CG trailer. I believe a lot in Housemarque, so I want to see what that is. But
It really looked like Isaac from Dead Space, like rocketing through necromorphs.
it looked like Isaac from Dead Space moving like the guy from Vanquish, and his arm changing like Mega Man.
I'm okay with all of that.
That all sounds great.
I'd like to see gameplay because that could be something that I will be interested in.
Yeah.
And Chad,
Or
yes,
it'll
we'll get into
eventually
it in
be a
minute.
Game Club game.
Yeah. They showed a Gravity Rush 2 trailer, and also kind of secretly announced that Gravity Rush 1 HD is coming to the US. So that's great, because a lot of people didn't play Gravity Rush, like me.
Yeah.
So
It's not bad.
I have a Gravity Rush clock thing for my Vita
there you go.
Nice.
for
Halfway
Wake Up
there.
Club.
I'm just glad that they're doing something with Gravity Rush in the US, because I feel like it got ignored on the Vita.
It did.
Yeah. So, Gran Turismo Sport got announced. There's a beta coming early 2016. I don't know what that game is.
I don't think anybody does. No one can seem to figure it out. Everyone's like, oh, is it like Forza Horizon, or is it just
No,
another Gran Turismo?
That was my question.
What, you guys didn't know it's a space shooter?
Yeah, exactly. It's Descent, but made by
With-
the Gran Turismo team.
It's
Yes, that's
Descent,
right.
but you're driving a Ferrari.
Yeah.
would
I
actually
was
be okay with
hoping
that.
it was going to be like Forza Horizon, because that would be a Gran Turismo game I'm going to play. I just think it's GT7, but they dropped the 7 off of it.
Yeah.
Or it's like
Most
this
likely.
constantly evolving, hey, we can't finish a game in less than 10 years sort of thing, so we'll
So we'll
keep,
just finish a car every 6 months?
Yeah, they'll like keep drip feeding this game. I don't...
That
I
seems
don't
like
know.
the way to go for that series.
Yeah, like, that'd be fine. Make it a platform like what Harmonix is trying to do. But
Well.
do it better. Michel Ancel came out and showed his team's new game, Wild. I don't know what that game is.
There's not enough drugs in the world for me to find out what that game
You're
is.
a bird eating snakes, and now you're riding a bear, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And there's this lady that's missing, and now there's this giant snake lady that's coming at you, and you're messing stuff up, and I don't know.
Yeah, it looks super weird. It looks like it's kind of one of those games I'm going to go, I want to buy that, but I don't know if I want to risk 60 on that.
Yeah, I'll wait for... I know already that I'm going to wait for reviews.
Yeah.
I could be interested in that, but I have not liked a lot of games that he's put out that have not been Rayman.
Yeah.
So, who knows? And last but certainly not least, Quantic Dream announced Detroit Beyond Human. Maybe the title is just Detroit. Nobody seems to really know.
Mm-hmm.
They're making a new game, and this one is in Detroit. And you're a robot lady that doesn't want to pretend to be a robot lady anymore. And robots have a real bad time in future Detroit. And
Wasn't this an E3 trailer like 3 years ago?
It
Is
was.
this
Yeah,
the
it
one
was
that's
a-
getting shot at
it
in the
was
middle
a-
of the street?
yeah, it was a tech demo. And
Yeah.
David
You're
Cage
thinking
came
of-
out and said that, hey, I wanted to tell her story because we really liked doing that and people were interested. So we're making it into a game now.
Yeah.
So-
I think the one Knobs is thinking of is Cyberpunk 2077, though.
Right.
Where
that's
she's in the middle of
CD
the street getting shot at.
Yeah, that's CD Projekt Red's new game, The Witcher people.
Yeah.
But
That'll be out in like 2019.
there was a very similar trailer for like a
Yes.
tech
Okay.
demo for when they announced the PS4, I think, or like the E3 right
Yeah.
after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
it was-
remember that. It was like all slow mo, bullets are bouncing off her, arms like disjoining in several different spots.
I'll go back and watch those.
I don't remember the specifics about it, but it was
Yeah.
around that time where they also made that wizard behind the scenes.
I love
trailer.
that.
I thought that was pretty good.
Everyone sort of harps on David Cage and Quantic Dream. I'm excited for another Quantic Dream game. I wasn't all about, Beyond Two Souls, but whatever.
I'm
give him
excited for a
chance.
new David Cage experience.
I just want to see what kind of stuff comes out of that game.
At the very least, we'll get a bunch of fun memes like we did with Jason.
And some really great gifs. Yeah.
At the very least, it's going to be a ride.
Yes.
And that's kind of the highlights of Sony at Paris Games Week. It seemed like a lot of hey, we got a lot of games, and here's a CG trailer. Please be excited for E3 next year, because we're not going to talk a lot about them.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, Paris Games Week is a thing, apparently.
Yeah, it is now.
Yeah. So I like the way they were trying to show VR with that one demo, the Riggs demo.
Ugh.
Where they just had, like, the Tony Stark, like, in the Iron Man suit look, and it's like, ooh, nope.
So lame.
All right, so we've tried that, and we can move away from that.
Yeah,
we know that doesn't work.
Yeah, we know that looks terrible.
Yeah.
Let's not do that again.
Yeah. So, good. They're trying stuff. Good for them.
They're trying stuff, and they're really putting some weight behind PlayStation VR.
They are.
I got to give them some credit.
Yeah, we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah.
Well, just ask the Vita.
Yeah. Womp, womp.
Hey, you know what? In both cases, the tech is there. I can say the VR tech is there. Now it's up to games.
What are you gonna do with it?
What are you gonna do with it? Is it gonna be a bunch of on-rail shooters? Guess what? It's gonna fail.
Apparently, that Crytek Destiny-looking thing is a VR game.
Ooh.
So.
Weird.
Who knows?
Yeah. All right.
And that's all of our news stories this week, and unfortunately we have run out of time here, so that's our episode this week. Yeah. You can blame the Hannah. We have a bunch of really great emails, but we're going to save those until next week when we have a little bit more time to let them breathe. We want to give them the time they need.
Yeah. Aged.
If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv, email us tvgpfans@gmail.com, tweet us at tvgp. Everything else is on the right-hand side of the page.
And please don't forget to join the forums. Mark yourselves on the map. Join us for our week of game nights. Monday night, 10 p.m. EST, Battlefield 4 and the Xbox One. Tuesday, Destiny night. Wednesday night, Rocket League. Thursday night, Steam game night. Friday, Saturday night. Whatever. We're on. Find us.
Yeah.
Yep. Current Game Club game is Metal Gear Solid. We'll be doing the wrap-up for that this coming Thursday, the 5th? The 5th. It's the 5th, guys. Don't worry. I figured it out.
No kidding?
No kidding.
Definitively the 5th.
Definitively the 5th. And we have the voting thread up for the next Game Club game, and that is Dark Souls, Syndicate, and... Oh, God, I'm going to have to pull it up, aren't I? Yep. Let's find out
something
what that
else.
There's something else in there.
There's nothing else that really mattered.
No, not really. Yeah, I know what you mean. But it is going to load now.
Live internet speed.
X-Men Legends.
Right.
So, yeah.
Which, remember, is not X-Men Destiny.
It is not.
Not the recent one. It's the hack and slash Diablo style one. That was pretty fun.
Yeah. Both of them are pretty fun, actually. And we are... Yeah, that'll be announced on Thursday alongside the recap.
Yeah. And don't forget you can watch this show live, twitch.tv/E1M1Network, or find us on YouTube, youtube.com/thatvideogamepodcast. All the archives are there. And as we are wrapping up this year, don't forget that we don't live stream 2 episodes a year. We'll probably have video of that at some point.
Yeah.
So just keep an eye. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I think like, comment, and subscribe is what the kids say. I believe
so.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're
I don't know. I just
whatever.
work here.
Yeah.
We're old.
I'm clearly not great at marketing. This show is called That Video Game Podcast. So what do I know?
SEO's rough, man.
Yeah, SEO the real game, man. All right, that's our episode. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching and listening. We'll see you all next week.
Laters.
Peace.
Jay-Z, I'm not going down. You will be the one that is the loser. All right, I have one title which I really like in retrospect.
Yeah.
And it's not hair-related for knobs. Your dialogue trees are sick.
I have that one. That's actually the first one I have.
I like that one.
Jeez.
Just buzz it off.
Just shave. Just go.
Right.
So, we've got your dialogue trees are sick. A universe mostly surrounded by poop jokes. Or surrounding poop jokes.
Naturally.
Blood pressure noodle. I don't know where that came from, Knobs, but you said it.
I don't remember that at all.
Searching for Ezio. Future Google. Your junk is sore. Cell of Hope. Factory of Sadness. Nobody wins in the Witcher universe. I'm Geralt of this chat. Who are you going to call? Geralt. Can we please stop saying that? I am now his nemesis. First person vomiting, and do it better. I also have a ton of titles from the other Jay-Z because he's back in force.
Okay.
So we've got The Best Bond Villain, Something Has Gone Weird, Assassin's Creed Loud Farts, An Awful Batman, Ass Similarities, A Jaunty Chapeau, It's Not, It Won't, No Hope at All, That's Not What We Want, The Search for Ezio, The Revelations Mistake, This Is My Escape, Fun Quirky Englishman, Nobbs' Wave of Hate, Resting on Earthbound's Laurels, Someday Last Week, Story Arc Things, No Place in My Heart, Definitively 20 FPS, A Perfectly Okay Game, Nobody Wins in The Witcher, Everything Gone Wrong for Everybody, The Geralt of Chat, Something You Can Hang on Your Horse, Faceless NPC number 1372, Pure Isaac, Afterbirth, Need for Speed, really? Get 'em, in reference to the cats fighting, Becoming Friends with Other Me's, Looking Like It Makes Sense, First Person Vomiting, Rocketing Through Necromorphs, Green Turismo, and Trying Stuff.
I like Faceless NPC.
Yeah, I have Faceless NPC number 1732, I think it was?
1372.
1372.
B.
1372. I would pick that one. I think that one's funny.
I think that's great.
Yeah. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 419 for November.
Yep.
Hey.
Yup.
I win. Well, now it's a competition. Who's
monsters? All right, take 2. Starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 419 for November 2nd, 2015. Faceless NPC number 1372.
Hey, your shirt looks different.
Dialogue not found.
All right, thank you very much, everyone, for watching this week. Knobs and I are going to go chat about whether or not we can make a Tales from Borderlands spoiler cast. If we do, we're not going to live stream it because I feel like that's a little unfair for people just popping in this chat like, hey, what's going on? Whoops, ending of Tales from Borderlands. So if we do, we'll record video of it and throw it on YouTube. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching.